What's going on? What's going on? I just wanted to clear out my phone. I got a bunch of topics. This is the topic on the list. I pretty much over the course of several weeks, months, even I've just wrote down particular topics and just stuff from random videos I might have saw or just ideas that came off the top of my head. But basically, I'm just gonna try to clear these things off of my phone and get them out the way. So this is one of the topics that I was going to talk about. So I'm gonna start this off by saying what I mean by a comfortable loser is someone. I mean, basically staying away from comfortable losers is basically people that you known them for a long time, and or even just people that are close friends of yours, and they're extremely comfortable and content. And there's nothing wrong with those types of people. That's not fine. That's okay. Um, but what is not okay is if you want to be on a higher realm, if you want to go up on a higher tier in society, you're going to have to separate yourself from those types of people, because people that are comfortable with, being in poverty, you want to run far away from them as you possibly can. I'm not saying, I mean, if those people are good people, definitely if you, do get more, success than they have, you can kick them down a little coins. I mean, that's fine. But that's what I mean by staying away from comfortable losers. Even myself, if if I still if I'm still calling myself the broke genius after, what is it, 2020, in 2024, if my channel is still up and I'm still babbling, talking about this and that, and my title was still called the broke genius, and I'm still, basically just a random dude making, you know, half of 100 yards a year, and I'm just doing the same thing. I ain't progressed. All of that talk I talked about real estate, I ain't gotten that one or two properties, or even I just got one property, and I'm talking about some old broke stuff, and I ain't, what I'm saying, paid off none of my student loans, or even like halfway paid them, or started to pay them, or significantly paid them. Please unsubscribe from my channel after about 4 years if I'm still calling myself the broke genius, and I haven't self-improved, and I'm comfortable and content, and I'm basically still on some broke stuff. At that point, obviously, it's something else to me. I need to go talk, like sit on the couch and go talk to somebody. I need to go pay somebody to, basically get some advice and get a lifestyle coach or something like that, because obviously, uh, you know, it's something else to me that is blocking me from wealth and, resources and riches. Okay, so even myself, if don't get comfortable after a few years, and I'm still talking about the same talking points, I haven't progressed or anything like that. Watch all of my videos. Don't get me wrong. I mean, still watch them. Get whatever you can get. But if I haven't progressed and I'm still actively making videos after 4 years, please unsubscribe. I mean, because obviously that would make me a comfortable loser. What's going on, Irie? Yeah, man. I can't wait, man. I don't even want to wait to 224. I mean, well, according to my millionaire savings plan, I pretty much, let's see. I gotta go back to my plan again. And let's see here. I think that. Oh yeah, there you go. It actually was already open. Damn. All right. Well. All right. So let's see here. It was already open. But yeah, I estimate by that time I should have at least over 128,000. I definitely, and I should have like either a restaurant or a small trading firm, uh, something, as far as businesses related at that time. So 224 definitely, but I don't. That's just a timeline. I'm trying to beat that. I'm trying to definitely beat that timeline. So I that's just what I'm saying as far as definitely if I'm still rambling on the same thing, unsubscribe, yeah. But people that's in your life that are comfortable with basically just barely nothing, or if, at the very least like nothing, or just even average type stuff, you definitely want to try to kind of you're going to have to get yourself away from them. And I was going to talk about, because I wanted to get this out the way, because the next conversation is that it's lonely at the top. Okay. Because basically, once you actually, once you actually start to make, like, even if you have a job, let's say you have a job that you're making like 50K plus, 60, 70, 80, 90K, you pretty much working a lot. And then you don't really have that much time usually. And then because you kind of, make a nice amount of money, depending on, your budget and everything and what's going on in your life, a lot of people that you are friends with, they're not going to be able to really hang with you, because people that work and they make pretty good incomes, they're able to do things like fly to the islands for a week, stuff like that. I mean, if you got friends that can't afford to do that, unless you one of them, like, you sponsor your friends, nightly outings, or whatever you go out, you sponsor your friend, you pay, even like giving them money when they're broke. Unless you like one of those types, which that's not really good. um you know your friends, if they don't really make the same amount of money or anywhere close to what you make, they're not going to be able to even hang with you, let alone if you get to the point where you're making six figures plus. I mean, a lot of your peer groups you're going to start separating yourself from your peer group, because you're not going to live in the neighborhood that you lived in, most likely when you're making $25,000 a year, 20,000 a year working at Starbucks or Panera Bread. You're not going to be living in the same neighborhood. You're going to be living somewhere else, probably a little ways far from your friends. And then you're going to still be cool with them, but after a certain point, your friends are gonna have to, basically, you either gonna have to sponsor them, or they're gonna be asking you for money. Then that's another thing. Like, a lot of times when people, know you got money or make a decent amount of money, you get these phone calls. I need this, I need that, you got that, and then that's a quick way to, pretty much, saying no, get you to the point where a lot of these people, they will go their way, they will exit stage left, And definitely this kind of goes into the whole relationship thing. I mean, you definitely, I got some new sound effects. You definitely don't want to be Captain Saverho when you make a whole bunch of money, or even no matter what the situation may hold. Hold on.
More powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Yeah, you don't want to be Captain Saver. You know what I'm saying? Every time, every time she sees you, this is what she thinks. You definitely, there's a lot of guys that's living that lifestyle, man. They, they just walking cash registers, because at the end of the day, man, a lot of these guys, man, they're paying they're paying for these women and whatnot, and they're really not getting. I mean, I got nothing wrong with that, but they're not getting what they paid for. You got these guys. They are pretty much holding the pants in the relationship, the breadwinner, but their woman is not giving them no respect. you know um they they just, what I'm saying, they having a hard time, basically, in just a lot of different regards. You got guys, man, that's married, they ain't even getting no sex from their wives, man. It's really, really bad, man. It could be, you got guys, man, that actually they get with chicks, and they made more than them, and they ended up, kind of being a little bit too on the thirsty side of the game. And then next thing you know, they get into this relationship and they get married. Then, things get sour really, really quick. They were somewhat disrespectful while they were dating. And then by the time they got married, it's like super disrespectful. They hanging out with their friends. So when they hanging out with their friends, all kind of stuff going on. They, especially if their friends are single, if you got a wife that's primarily hanging out with their single friends, you almost pretty much can just pretty much give her. She's pretty much mostly in the streets at this point. It just, that's just how it is. Because if you got to think about it, what do single women do? Single women primarily, you know, pretty much are trying to get with other dudes. That's what single women do. So imagine a married woman around single women. I mean, come on, bachelorette parties, and even some women go to the strip clubs and stuff like that. They go, they have male strip clubs, so it's like, you open a kind of a lot of that with that, type of stuff, um but like I say, even not so much as far as men having friends. You definitely on the actual courtship side of things, you want to be careful with, because women are comfortable losers too, you know. So you wanna watch out for both of those, because, and you definitely don't want to marry or deal with a woman that is pretty much, I'll just say, that is, yeah, I'll just say, basically hood rat, hoe, or just a chick for, open chick that's just kind of for the streets. I mean, you definitely don't. You ain't trying to. You want to be very, very careful with chicks like that, because chicks like that, you don't even want to really if you can't handle it, you really want to stay away from women like that, because if you raw dogging them, you opening up your you know what I'm saying, world of all of these STDs, and then you get them pregnant. Then now you got a chick that's like, oh man, just you know, you know, I mean, know what I'm saying? Everybody just shooting they load off in there. You don't even know if it's your child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot of stuff that comes with the world that we live in today, especially this world. I mean, this country that, sexuality is open, but, people are kind of discreet about it, which is kind of hilarious. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you definitely want to watch where you stick your pole, when you're trying to move on up the ladder of success, or climb up the pyramid, because here's the thing about the pyramids in ancient Egypt. They actually did have the ancient pyramids were nothing but, they were temples, but they were also like, the pharaoh used to actually live inside the temple, inside the pyramid. And it had staircases where you can go up, down, you can go up and down the pyramid. Okay. So, you can research what the pyramids look like on the inside. They actually did have staircases where you can go up and down. So literally, that's what I'm talking about as far as, going up the success ladder. Uh so with that being said, I dropped the link. If anybody wants to hop on, talk about, anything as far as this topic, I'm right here. I've because I've kind of gone up and down with life, just being, the bottom tier of the wealth paradigm, and then kind of going up. I've already pretty much have accustomed myself to a life of, basically, I don't have a lot of friends. Okay, as far as friends that I used to have, a lot of them, just kind of went our separate ways. Because it's just like life happens, things happen. Then a lot of times, people have children, families, they get married. Nobody really, what I'm saying, trying to be out there like that. But I'll probably reconnect with a couple friends, high school friends and stuff like that. They definitely, doing some real good things, Um, so, but at the same time, it's like, it's people that I really don't want to connect with, and that type of stuff. But you wanna network and get new friends and stuff like that. Because one thing I will say is that I've been trying to kind of network and kind of look for people that are like minded, or even that's doing better things, or more higher realm things than even I'm trying to do, or even on this particular level that I'm trying to reach. So I've been trying to follow people like that, and kind of study them and try to sharpen myself or whatever. Cause you don't want a whole bunch of comfortable loser friends, and following them and stuff like that. Cause one thing I will say is that I had to go to my Facebook profile, and I had to like delete a bunch of friends and stuff, because it's like, man, I had to think about it. I'm like, well, I need to delete some people, and then add some more people that are more, prestigious, more higher tier type of people. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing that for for a few months now, and I think I noticed a change somewhat. Because some people are kind of really toxic too. You want to get rid of those people too. Get rid of those toxic people. So yeah, I put that video up of that's actually some chick that's she's a Chicago police officer, and it looks like she's getting into it with her side dude or whatever, or her little she looks like she's a cougar and she got a young dude, okay, and she getting into it with her little dude or whatever. And it's real crazy because you can see how she looks. She looks really, really nuts. She probably, because that video actually it's in the process of becoming viral. So she probably will be placed on administrative leave and probably subsequently fired probably by tomorrow. That video probably be on Media Takeout and Boss Up or whatever, little tabloid sites by tomorrow. And I'm sure she's gonna be very, very sad if she lost her job because see, Chicago police officers with overtime, they're making over 100 grand a year. When it was really, really bad with a lot of violence and a lot of kids getting shot and stuff like that, even babies. Some of these police officers, they was pulling over $200,000 in overtime because they were just steady on the clock. They was getting unlimited overtime. Some CPD officers make I'm not even talking about detectives or captains or whatever, because some of the sergeants and the captains are making close to, if not $200,000 a year. Of course, the chief of police or whatever, they make over I think they make like $300,000 or $400,000 a year. But an average street cop in Chicago, which that's what she looked like. She was just pretty much a street patrol or a desk officer. They make over $100,000 a year. Okay, I mean, so that's a hard pill to swallow, because a job like that is kind of hard to get in. Somewhat, it's not easy to get to be a police officer or even Chicago police officer, because to be a Chicago police officer, you gotta qualify. You have to meet the requirements, and then you have to have an officer's exam that you gotta get. You gotta take like the military. You gotta pass the exam, and then once you pass the exam, you have to go to basic training. You have to go to police academy, the Chicago Police Academy or whatever. Then you become an officer. So you got to go through a lot of stuff to actually be an officer. But you ain't from what the looks of it, if you could tell, this chick is she's obviously an 85 octane type chick. 85, between an 85 and an 87 range type chick. But she's got a job as a police officer, because it's like they don't require any college credits or anything. You don't, like some some towns, they require the police officer to have at least an associate's degree, 2-year college degree or whatever. Chicago Police Department does not require any college, any associate's degree or anything like that. So you could just be straight out of high school, work a job a couple years, and you could work for CPD. You could go from a warehouse, working at a warehouse with no college experience or education, and just be a Chicago police officer, make over $100,000 a year, and be ratchet as hell. Some of them police officers, man, is just as ratchet as somebody that's, coming out the projects of Chicago. But they got a blue collar job, and they make over $100,000 a year. And the thing about it, what I'm trying to tell you is that if this particular lady loses her job for this, she won't be able to get no job. It should be hard pressed to get another job like that. Now she might be able to go be a cop somewhere else, but the thing about CPD, Chicago has a lot of they got all of this union base pay or whatever, right? But if you go to like other jurisdictions or other towns, smaller towns and stuff like that, you're not gonna make that amount of money that you would make it at Chicago Police Department. So if she did go somewhere else, she won't make as much. But let's say she gets her badge taken or her rights to become a police officer, then she really ain't gonna make no money, because you got to think, somebody that's that basic and that ratchet, where they gonna get a job to make over $100,000 besides some type of city job or government job if they're lucky, So she just, she can't help. She's so ratchet. She's so crazy. She can't control, she can't control her emotions in herself. She trying to in the video. She had a gun. She actually had her gun on her. She was trying to avoid the situation from going really, really bad. But, she just, you could see the craziness involved in that situation, that scenario. That young dude, man, he bottomed that old chick out, man, that older chick out, man. He dropped the bottom on that broad. And when you stick your dick in crazy, man, these women, they ain't got no control over that. It's almost like you got them under a spell. You got them under a spell where they just go crazy. It don't matter if they, she could have been a congressman running for Congress, man. It don't even matter. To her, she was 100% emotional, 100% affected by this dude, because he done dropped the bottom on her. You know what I'm saying? This young dude done gave her some prime peen, and she, she's obviously crazy over him. But the thing about it is, you got a Chicago Police Department job, and basically, it just goes without saying. Let me try to play that video. I haven't been really sharing that much stuff, because every time I try to play something, it's always blurry. But I'm gonna try to see what if I can play that video, and if it shows somewhat of some clarity. And then I'm gonna just close this out.
Hey, first of all, is this how the fuck you gonna play me? Okay. Give him this call.
Got you.
No, for real. I just can't go on motherfucking. Okay, you're right. We never fuck together.
Y'all live together?
Yeah.
You like y'all live
sorry.
together?
Yeah, you up in my house on 25th. Eli, you gonna sit there and lie? You think I'm gonna lose my job over this?
Okay, so you can chill. I don't want you to lose your job, man.
I've been with this motherfucker since.
What's up, Soul Shake?
You been with his young ass since?
Yes. Yes. And Eli knows.
Eli.
Let's see. Let me pause this. So you see now that this chick, she looks like she's about either in her late 30s or early 40s, and the young guy looks about maybe 24, 25, and she probably spent a lot of money because you see she talking about $100. This broad is an 85 octane with a CPD job making over $100,000 a year. And she got this young dude, man, and you can see this, man. I couldn't, when I saw this, man, I was blown away. It's got like 40 interactions on my Facebook page. I mean, this is going viral, man. This is crazy. And my mother would never get involved in something like this where she out in public, just totally just gone. This is some chick, man, that obviously probably grew up in poverty and got a job, jockeyed herself, stayed out of trouble, got herself to pass the test. She knew about that paper that City of Chicago, man, they have a lot of jobs that pay very, very well. I used to work for the Chicago public school system. I was an IT coordinator. Man, I was making bread, man. Okay, all I could say is, man, I make more than I did now working there at Chicago Public Schools. But I mean, when I worked there, I had benefits, I had paid time off, I had a pension contribution and all of that. I don't got none of that. But the thing is, man, when you work the government got a lot of money. Okay, Chicago has a lot of bread. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Like when you hear all the news stories about Chicago and all that, a lot of that is isolated neighborhoods. The Chicago overall, I mean, I can show you real estate in Chicago that's $500,000, $1 million or more. I mean, it's a narrow point where all of them murders and stuff are going on. It's mainly on little isolated pockets of the south side of Chicago and the west side of Chicago. But obviously, look at, they got a newer Audi that it looks like about a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car. You know what I'm saying? This chick is having a ratchet fight with her sugar baby, basically. Because she's a cougar.
Stop.
Ooh, I need listening. You do me like this, bro?
You on this shit, bro. You like that?
No, you keep your dick in your pants, motherfucker.
Yeah,
she trying to police his penis. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, she's a cougar sugar mom. Basically, she don't even look like no cougar, because a cougar is like 35, right? 35 plus. I mean, well, actually, like once you get past like 30, 35, 36, you not no cougar no more. You going into being a lion. Like a lion is like a woman that's older than 35, basically. Then you got jaguars, them old chicks like Oprah and 50 plus 60-year-old chicks. You know what I'm saying? So actually, a puma. You even got pumas, because like Soul Shader, he like 21. So a chick that's like 30 is a puma to Soul Shader. You know what I'm saying? So you got pumas that's like 30 to like, 30, early 30s to mid 30s, and then you got cougars. You know what I'm saying? 35 to 40. Once you get older than 40, you ain't no cougar no more. You like, lion. Then you got the jaguars, 50 plus, 60 plus. She's obviously but really, just to be frank, I mean, you a sugar mama when you're 40 plus and all that. You're definitely a sugar mama, and that's obviously what she's saying. She really telling on herself. I gave you $100, and then you can't keep your dick in your pants. You know what I'm saying? She telling on herself and embarrassing herself. You know what I'm saying? This has got to be embarrassing. Okay, and its ramifications. The mayor of Chicago is watching this video right now, or already have watched this video. She's already got off the phone with the what's going on, underrated. She's already got off the phone with the chief of police of Chicago, and she already made her demands at this point. This video went viral. You'll hear about it tomorrow. It probably make the news. It either make the news tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, you gonna lose your job. Eli, I'm not with this shit. I'm not with this. I'm not with this, bro.
And then you know what? I had to watch this video. This is probably the third or fourth time I watched this video. So basically, that's the girlfriend. She popped off, and the chick filming is his girlfriend. She obviously, if you could hear her tone, her voice, she a young chick. And the sugar mama popped up, spoiled the date. So she pissed off, you know what I'm saying? She probably bought the car. She obviously gave him $100, you know what I'm saying? So she kind of pissed off or whatever that he's on a date, you know what I'm saying? After she done funded him or whatever, you know what I'm saying, paid for him. You know what I'm saying? And paid for her little gigolo. And the nerve of him to be with another chick, flossing with the money she gave him and the car she gave him, probably, most likely.
I ain't with this.
I already know you go.
All right, so come on.
Get out the car, bro. Get out the car.
That drum set, look, tell this.
Get out the car. You ain't even got it, bro.
It's at my house, motherfucker.
Y'all can handle this when I leave. Real talk. Like, ma'am, I need to get to where I'm going.
You gotta go to the airport?
Yeah, y'all spazzing. He gonna be here when I leave.
You from Memphis? You the one from Memphis?
Yeah, I'm the one from Memphis.
I told you was cheating. You said you ain't got no bitch down there.
Look.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Come on.
She run into me, Eli. I ain't with it.
She ain't gonna touch you.
All right.
Oh, so you gonna set me up for this bitch?
Yeah.
Close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
Baby, look.
Hey.
Chill, Charlie, for real. Y'all bullshit. What is wrong? Look. Y'all, you gonna do that? Y'all.
I just charged him $100.
Okay. Look.
It's over.
Y'all crazy.
All right, that's enough of that. But you see, basically, you see how stupid this is, right? Okay, she talking about $100, $100. Do you know how much a police officer makes a day? Okay, if they making over $100,000 a year, that's over $300 a day. That's close to like the $400 a day. She make that by the time, you know what I'm saying, before lunchtime, she makes $100. She making $200 by lunchtime. By like after 4 hours worth of work. And she tripping over $100. She mad, right? She mad over $100. I mean, you know what I'm saying? $100. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. By the time I get out my car, man, I walk into my desk, I done already made $2, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna trip over $2 for, man? I go to the bathroom and I drop a deuce. I done made $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she tripping over a hundo, but here's the deal, man. This is one thing about, what I'm saying, low level chicks, right? She done came up. She got a good job. She got a job that is better than what most people can probably get. When you get a job like that, you know what that's the equivalent of? If you really, normally can't really get jobs like that or have a hard time getting jobs like that, that's the equivalent of winning the lottery. Getting a CPD job, if you are not qualified, like say, you don't have a bachelor's degree, you don't have a bachelor's degree in like some STEM field or some field where you can, really easily make over 100K, that is the equivalent of winning the lottery, because you are not going to get anything like that. Even a lot of cats, they work for, Ford or GM. They ain't getting off of them jobs because they can't necessarily go anywhere else and get that much money. Like my friend, one of his brothers worked for Ford. He make like $29 an hour. He can't, because of, just, whatever the case may be, it'll be hard pressed to get, because see, here's the thing. I mean, if depending on where you are in the country, it might be easy for you, like say, to get a job. If you're in California or something, maybe you might be able to get a job to make, over $25 an hour. But here in the Midwest, a lot of times people are hard pressed to make over $25 an hour. People are, they were striking to make $15 an hour at, Walmart or, McDonald's and shit like that. And a lot of those jobs are not even paying 15. Of course, they didn't win. Ultimately, they just start rolling out these little machines where you just, press a couple buttons and then you get a ticket to get your order. That's what they did with that $15 an hour movement. But you'll be hard pressed to even get a job to make $25 an hour, which is about $50,000. Let alone making $50 an hour, which is 100K. I mean, they just don't. They're not passing out jobs like that. Not here. Maybe some areas of the country, but they're just not doing it. But when you work for the fire department or, police department in Chicago, you can make $100,000 a year, or if not close to it when you just start out. And then you got the overtime element, because Chicago is very, very high crime, a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on. So they do allow, I don't know if they're doing it now, but they were offering unlimited overtime, meaning you can just work 80 hours a week. You can just work 12-hour shifts every day. Like I wish Officer Charles was on here, because, I'm pretty sure he works a lot of overtime. He's talked about it, because if you work in overtime, let's say you make $50 an hour normally, now you're making $75 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Because you're working overtime. So it's like you add all of that up, it's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like let's say she loses her job and get this, discipline where it'll be hard for her to get another police job. She'll be hard pressed. She'll be working somewhere. She'll be barely, luckily, able to get a job making $50K, let alone over $100,000. You said she could go on IG and make $100 before the day is over by some simp she got the money from, but mad that a young nigga got the money, he'll make better use of them. Well, if you could see in the video, the Soul Shader, she knew about the other chicks or whatever. She looked pretty beastly. I mean, she obviously know this dude got other chicks. I mean, he ain't gonna just be with her. And she knew about the chick or whatever already, and yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, some women are not comfortable being OnlyFans chicks. So, Shader, they have some morals about themselves. You notice I laughed about that. They not okay with, like, they're embarrassed, like they're, she chances are, I bet you she's a family oriented type of woman, meaning she's, probably got a Facebook. She got a whole bunch of people she went to high school with. She's got aunties, uncles, a grandma, a mama, her daddy, or brothers, sisters. If they found out she's an OnlyFans chick, that'll be embarrassing for her. Probably more embarrassing than this viral video. So a lot of chicks they're not gonna do that. And I don't know if you know, Soul Shader, it's a dude that was going around exposing OnlyFans chicks. So he would basically threaten the chicks to stop their OnlyFans by telling them that because he found out, like, he would tell them, okay, you lived at this address, your dad is this person, your mom is this person, your grandma is this person. I'm gonna tell these people what you're doing if you don't stop. And he literally had women crying to him, telling him to basically not to expose them, because these chicks, they be doing this really low key. Like, some chicks, they don't really care, because they out there, they really out there. You know what I'm saying? They family know they out there probably. But the thing is like, you got a lot of chicks, they, what I'm saying, they like doing this in private. They mama don't know, they daddy don't know, grandparents, uncles, family members don't know. But even some women will never even do it on the condition that they know that they possibly get exposed. Because in order to be an OnlyFans chick, it's just like any business. You got to market yourself. So you got chicks that they marketing themselves on Facebook and Twitter and all the social media outlets, including Tumblr. I mean, you got to put yourself out there to actually. And then a lot of OnlyFans chicks, they do it really, really big. They really believe and actually believe they're porn stars or trying to be porn stars. They on Pornhub, they on xvideos.com. They out there actually fully marketing themselves as OnlyFans chicks and making pretty good money. But I don't, I ain't into OnlyFans because, I mean, a funny story, I think I signed up for one chick's OnlyFans and I was just trying to see what her price was. That was the reason. After she was like, full of shit, it was like, all right, bye. And I really, I mean, I really don't, I don't have that level of thirst that I'm joining somebody's OnlyFans. I mean, it's that stuff don't get me off. It's enough if I wanted to go there. It's enough porn, enough free porn to warm yourself over to your heart is content. It's no need for no OnlyFans. But I mean, whatever. You say Revenge of the Simps. That'll be a good movie, Soul Shader. I mean, that right there, man. You might, you know what I'm saying? You might be on to something with that, bro. Because that's a good title for a movie. Now, I don't know how you would market it, but man, that'd be a cold movie, man. You could, you know what I'm saying? I might want to talk to you, man, about that, man, because we could do a little indie film, Revenge of the Simps, and come up, man, because I watched Revenge of the Nerds. They had Revenge of the Nerds, I think 1 and 2. They had multiple Revenge of the Nerds movies, man. And basically the premise of Revenge of the Nerds is basically, man, you know what, man? It's been so long. I have to watch Revenge of the Nerds again to see. But basically, they were trying to get revenge. So Revenge of the Simps is they would definitely probably have to get. They would have to get revenge on the chicks that did them over. because ultimately that's what simps are. They're cannon fodder for women. I gotta play my sound effects because basically, yeah, this is the ultimate simp right here, Captain Saberho, aka Superman.
More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Up in the sky.
Yeah, so man, that's a good idea though, man. Revenge of the Simps, man. I might have to, man. I gotta write that down, man. That's a good, man. That's a good idea, man. That is a good idea. Revenge of the Simps. I gotta put that in 2 categories. Revenge of the Simps. That is a good one. Cause I think I could make a good movie. I think I could make a good movie, man. You got people that do YouTube like skits, and they very good quality. They almost is just as good as like a TV show. Not that good, but it got they got good cameras. They got very good cameras, man, that you can get. And then you even got people that do like they went to school for filming. You can get with some people that maybe have like a low key entertainment company, and then they can like get a cut or whatever, or pay them some money. You can shoot like a little short little film real quick. Oh, some of them chicks will give dudes free content just not to snitch on them. Oh yeah, blackmail, huh? That is tripped out. That is tripped out. Hey, man, I wrote it down, man. Once I write something down, man, that's the first step right there, man. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where it could go, man. I don't really know, man, because you got to shop stuff or whatever, and because what's the biggest thing you could do with the independent film or whatever? You could go to the independent film festival, even if they still doing it because of COVID. Then okay, get shopped to all of these little streaming channels. That's probably the best thing. Then you get some money from it. The best thing is it get picked up from a film company and actually gets get bought out. But I don't know. I definitely I thought about doing some short films. I don't think it's no big deal for me to shoot no movie. I don't think I am not intimidated whatsoever to shoot a short film because I already know how to cast people because you got Model Mayhem, you got, and then I joined Instagram today. so I just joined Instagram. I joined Twitter like about 2-3 weeks ago. So I joined Instagram, so I can see all the IG little pictures and videos without as long as they page is not private. I can see they little videos or whatever without getting a little thing talking about logging in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just signed up for IG today. A group of simp dudes online link up. Let me see. Let me put my IG up. Let me see here. Shine. Yeah. I think that's I think that's me. But a group of simp dudes online link up and get rich. Oh yeah, I mean, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, all day long, all day long. I mean, hey man, he associated, dude. People be watching my videos that be millionaires. Okay, I know people that Okay, like I know people, right? I know people I grew up with, that are millionaires, man. Couple dudes I know, they millionaires. It's people that watch me that, you know what I'm saying, you don't know who watches you, you know. I have not done any research. I have not researched my subscribers. I totally can, but I'm not into that shit. So you never know who's watching you or whatever. And then here's the thing: that's subscribers. You don't have to be a sub to someone's channel. Most of the time, only 40% of the people that watches you actually sub to your channel. Some people even have a less um, subscriber base. Like it might be even lower than that. You know what I'm saying? Because um, not everybody subs to you that actually watches your video, so I'm sure it's people that are in the entertainment industry that watches my videos probably to get inspiration. Okay, so I mean, a lot of times when I talk about something, somebody a month or two later, a year later, somebody's already doing it. That's why I know I'm valuable because people be stealing my shit. Like I used to be in the flea market and I'll come up with an idea of selling something. Then next thing you know, the entire flea market is trying to sell the same shit I was selling, you know. So yeah. But yeah, can have one white dude, one Asian dude, and one nerdy black dude work. Yeah, facts. I mean, hey man, it ain't nothing, man. Basically you just draw up a screenplay. I made a screenplay for I sent the screenplay to 40 Acres and a Mule. I forgot dude's name. He did Do the Right Thing. Crooklyn. I have just I had to. Man, I don't know what it is with these brain farts, man. It's just I know this dude, man. I mean, it's nothing. He's like a freaking household name. I mean, Spike Lee, yeah, Spike Lee. Like, I mean, yeah, like I wrote Spike Lee, sent him a screenplay. It was about a dude that he was having trouble in America. He was getting involved in gangs and stuff like that. And he basically he was like a first generation from like he was basically an anchor baby. So his parents were from Africa, and he was like first generation in the United States, born in America. But so he was of royal lineage in Africa, and basically somewhere in West Africa or whatever. Or it really didn't matter, but whatever. Basically, one of the kings died, and he was like a teenager, but he was getting in trouble. But he comes to find out he was like next in line to the throne. So he goes back to Africa, cue African music and all of that stuff on the plane ride back to Africa. And then he literally becomes like a king back in Africa. And then he has to change his entire script of his life. He has to because he was kind of going down the wrong path in America, kind of somewhat he was starting to get involved in gangs and kind of the thug life. But then when he goes on to Africa, he's faced with the challenge of basically having to grow up really, really quick and then actually ascend this throne, and then also, basically be of a higher person with like higher prestige and stuff like that, and get rid of all of the bad habits that he had in America to actually be a king or ruler, of people. So that was an idea that I pitched to Spike Lee. He wrote me back. He was very cool. Well, someone from his film company, 40 Acres and a Mule, they actually sent me a nice letter saying thank you. We're not interested in this project at this time. But yeah, man, I know a little bit, man. I ain't saying I could be a full-fledged director, but I'm a pretty smart guy, man. I mean, and I know a lot of people, and I could put together something. It probably gonna cost a lot of money though. It ain't gonna be something I really want to do because, I mean, well, it will be, but it'll be like, it'll cost some money. Like, it'll be the cost of, I don't even know how much it would cost. Like, it's gonna cost some money. You gotta think about it. Like, actors want to get paid. People that film want to get paid. Writers want to get paid. Everybody want to get paid, So you might be able to find some volunteers or whatever, but, some people going to want to get paid. I really don't know the actual financials of it right now. I do know it's kind of cheaper to film a movie now because you don't have to have, like a long time ago, you had to pay a lot of money for film. Basically, cameras have, you can get a camera with a 1 terabyte hard drive and film, to your heart's content. I got a camera now that I found out in the garbage. I found it in the garbage back when I used to work for, Mondelez in IT support. And I was like, I was driving down the street and there's a whole bunch of stuff was out front. And it was just a bunch of computer equipment and stuff like that. Like one thing about wealthy neighborhoods, upper class neighborhoods, you do want to, if you trying to come up, like you do want to drive around on garbage day, man. Some of them be throwing out some like expensive stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like this camera that I have to this day, it's got like a 50 gigabyte hard drive. It's very old, but this camera alone, man, I could film a low budget movie with this camera, and it'll like 50 gigs is enough for. I mean, that's enough for at least 4 or 5 hour movie. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got to do some editing and all that. I already got editing software. I'm not that very good with video editing, but I mean, it's possible, but to do it really, really professional, you're gonna have to have people that know what they're doing. But I don't know how much it'll cost, but you gotta imagine it's gonna cost something. I definitely couldn't do it right now because I'm heavily over invested right now in my real estate. So I gotta start the electrical project this weekend. I gotta drop damn near my whole paycheck on getting this. I bought an electrical circuit breaker box today from Menards. I don't know where you guys are from as far as do they have a Menards where you from, but Menards is it's like a hardware store in the Midwest. I don't know where else it is, but I bought a circuit breaker panel from them today, and I'm gonna have to probably buy some more stuff or whatever too. But I gotta start that, and then I gotta finish up the framing with the carpenter. So yeah, man, I definitely don't have no money to start nothing like, but it's definitely something I could possibly do, man. I could work with you on that, man. I mean, my email information is there, and you could definitely. It should be easier to write a script now, because I say a screenplay. It's a script. I wrote a script, not a screenplay. but I don't really know what the difference is between a screenplay and a script. But yeah, I definitely wrote a script. So you could do something, man. I mean, with you gotta imagine right now with how things are in YouTube and people know of the actual word simp. I mean, it's not nothing that's strange. A project like that probably make some money off of it. I don't know. I mean, I would. How would I market that? I definitely would try to put it on the indie film circuit, and I would just try to shop it around. I mean, it's a process, and you gotta know what you're doing. It's people that obviously know what they're doing. I went to high school with a guy that is he got a PhD in I think the arts or something, but he basically he's an expert. He's somebody I probably could reach out to, and he could tell me everything I know about trying to make a little independent film. So I know some people, so ain't no big thing. Simps become pimps. Oh man, then they can have it where simps get IG models to give them cash out to not expose them, and then simp dudes become millionaires in the end and finally get girlfriends and stop simping. Oh yeah, like yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Even if they just was like they had like a trading places indie where they all counting their bread. It was involved in some type of heist or something where they got a whole bunch of money. They they hacked the chick's OnlyFans account to do something like have them think that the money was routed to their account, but it was actually routed to theirs, and they kidnapped the IG models or some shit, and then they just hijacked their account. Then they just took all the bread, and then they just was like, in the end, they was like, pretty much laughing in the bar, joking around or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, simps become pimps. Man, shoot, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it. I definitely would not doubt that a simp can become a pimp. No doubt. Because basically, one thing I notice about pimps is that I was thinking about that yesterday. A pimp, he is, somebody that really knows the intricacies of women. And one thing about pimps that they know how to do is, they know how to use sex as a weapon. They know how to get a woman to basically drop the bottom of a woman, because I've as a man, I know how to drop the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I know how to drop. I don't even get with a lot of women because I don't really want to get involved in the attachments that they damn near every woman I get with, they get attached. So it's like, basically I could use that basically like a pimp. If I was like, let's say I was more on the evil side of the game, I could basically use this woman that is a slave to my penis to have her do all kind of things for me. That, if you can get one that, because they don't just get any woman, they get women that are basically on the weak side of the game and even the weak side of society. Like they get bottom chicks that's really, really desperate, drop the bottom on them, and then next thing you know, after they influence them and whatnot, they get them to do strange things for change. But even now, which is crazy, they don't even do that shit. These motherfuckers is kidnapping teenage girls, and having them in some abandoned house somewhere or some house somewhere, and just having secret brothels and shit like that. All kind of crazy ass shit. that they doing now. Like some of these motherfuckers, they ain't even doing that. They just kidnapping these chicks, these fast chicks that, like their parents not monitoring their social medias, and they're not monitoring them, and they just start talking to all these men, these grown men, and even you have grown men impersonating as a teenager to try to like get a woman to come meet them somewhere, and then next thing you know, two dudes jump out the van, and kidnap them, and then next thing you know, they like, selling their body parts or selling their body for sex in some like secret brothel location, because you got places that are they're like houses, but they're like underground brothels. They're like secret brothels and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like a sexual underworld that a lot of people not aware of. You know what I'm saying? They got like hidden brothels. You know what I'm saying? Where you go, you only a select few know about it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They got all kind of shit. Yeah. So yeah, man. They and then you got, what I'm saying, you got women that, you got young girls that they come from a single mother. Like shit, you could let me find that one. It's a YouTube channel called The White Underbelly. Man, these motherfucking these people, man, these interviews are crazy, man. Like these are some of the most bottom people in society. Like some of them, it just be way out. Like some of these stories, man. Like, yeah, like this dude here. This is an interview of a pimp. They be interviewing pimps. They be interviewing prostitutes. All kind of people, man. A pimp in a hole. I mean, all kind of stuff, man. And they tell you how they get chicks, how they get involved, and who they look for, and all kind of stuff, man. Like, I mean, the sociologist in me just like, I don't know, I just be wanting to find out what it's all about. But basically it'd be like women, like the most they know who to go for. Like they know to go for vulnerable chicks, primarily maybe runaways or chicks that's disgruntled with their mother, their father not around. Because see, here's the thing about, and I'll say this again. I mean, in case nobody heard me before, a father gives a woman what the valuable thing about a father. One of the, not I don't say the most valuable, but one of the valuable things a man provides for his daughters is he gives his daughters game. He puts his daughters up on game to understand what happens, what these dudes' mindsets is, what men's mindsets is, how a man's supposed to treat you, talk to you, what a man is supposed to do for you, so on and so forth. The dangers of men, the dangers of society, and even other women. That's what a father provides a daughter, provides a son. Men even get their game from their mother. So if their mother is fair and balanced, they get some pretty good game of what to watch for with women or what to look for with women. You know what I'm saying? So with a lot of women having young girls not having their fathers in the household, not really looking at their uncles, or maybe even their uncles are not doing good for them, or even sexually abusing them and stuff like that. They don't have that valuable game they don't have that valuable understanding from a man. So they out in the world just, that's why a lot of these chicks, man, don't, having problems with men. I mean, dude, I don't even have to go to school to be a social worker or anything to figure that out. I mean, on the course of me actually doing that, I mean, I quickly figured that out. It's like the link is the father, the missing link in these women making these decisions that they make, going in the world ass backwards, having lifetime problems with men. The missing link is the father. If you can just trace it back to the father. So just think about what I said, right? Just think of a pimp. What is a pimp actually going to look for? He's going to look for women that ain't. That's why they call them daddy. The motherfucking goddamn it women, they even know what's up. Like the hoes call their pimp their daddy because they know that their dad was not around or their dad was not. They don't even know their fucking father. You know what I'm saying? So the pimp looks for these vulnerable ass women that got daddy issues for whatever reason or another. And a lot of these women, they have daddy issues because if your dad was not around, it's not their fault, but it just is what it is. They just got daddy issues. Because if your dad was not around, your mama chased your daddy away, your daddy chased himself away or didn't want to come around, or whatever the reason is, a woman is going to have daddy issues. And daddy issues result into basically mating problems and problems dealing with men. So it's like, it's so widespread because of the breakdown of society, especially in Black America, that there's so many women with daddy issues now that it's crazy. But boys, things are a little different. They just don't have an example for how to go about waking up in the morning, getting a job, saying fuck the world, looking down, basically, moving left and right, and just keep soldiering on no matter how hard the day is or how hard things are. Just keep going on. They don't have an example of someone that actually did that. Like my father, I used to see my father get up, go to work. So that's the fuck I do. Because I saw my daddy do it. You know what I'm saying? If I probably didn't see my daddy getting up to go to work, or see no father figure getting up, going to work, that, I don't know how I would be able to do stuff like that, because I probably wouldn't think that it would be ingrained in me to do so. I would have to learn how to do those things. I would have to really, really learn how to do those things. I mean, one thing the military is good for that. Military is good to train you on how to have a daily regimen, so you could be successful in life. But my father, I got that from my father. I didn't need the military to show me, you got to get up, go to work, come home with some money, basically. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, compete out here, look people in their face, talk to them, listen to them, empathize with them, That's sort of the things, when a truck is, when you driving on the highway or wherever you driving, you see a truck, you drive right past them. You do not, if you have the clear path, you drive past trucks. You know what I'm saying? You don't drive next to no truck. That's what I learned from my father, man. Learn these things from my father. So it's like, gain, love, how to, get genuine love from a woman and all of that, I got that from my mother, my aunts, you know what I'm saying? My sisters. But then I also got toxic. I got toxic shit from my mom too. I got toxic stuff from, my grandmother and shit like that. So, I I ain't no motherfucking like, perfect specimen, but yeah, I got game. Like I don't need love from a woman. You know what I'm saying? I know what true love is. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, can't no woman pimp me. I'm unpimpable. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what true love is. I know what a woman is supposed to do. I know what a woman is not supposed to do. Because I learned that from my mother. I learned it from my aunts, grandmother. You know what I'm saying? You can't. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Women probably look at me. They might probably how I sound or whatever, like a lame or, oh, this dude is a goofy, blue, But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I just be quiet, But I you know what I'm saying? I got game, you know what I'm saying? And I use it accordingly. I use it as a weapon, but I don't necessarily not so much as a weapon, but I use it as a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like to navigate, but at the same time, you got a lot of women, they have to learn it if they can learn it after the fact, but a lot of times when they learn it after the fact, they end up being, extremely hurt, bothered, even a lot of them, man, they even they turn to be, you know what I'm saying? They go, they go get them, they get into a homosexual relationship with another woman because they got damaged so bad by men. They just like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I just heard this week, Mary J. Blige, she's a lesbian now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy, but Mary J. Blige, goddamn, her whole like catalog, man. She done got hurt by men so goddamn much, man. I mean, goddamn, man. She been hurt since the fucking 80s, the late 80s, man, by men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not for sure, but I think because she used to go with I think KC from Jodeci. KC fucking put a cigarette butt on her fucking arm. Fucking like, man, that dude was abusing the hell out of that broad. But yeah, man, she went through a lot, man. That chick, man, I ain't giving her no pass, but that broad went through a lot of motherfucking pain with men, man. Her goddamn whole catalog, man, is full of heartache and pain. But here's the thing, though. Mary J. Blige don't like nerdy librarian type dudes. She like them thugs. She like them motherfucking players, them hustlers. You know what I'm saying? So of course the motherfuckers gonna give you problems. So if she would have just got her settled down with a librarian ass dude, she wouldn't have had all that heartache and pain. But some of them love that shit. They love that heartache and pain. Man, you get a chick, like you get these older chicks that my age, like 40 plus, that they love them some Mary J. Blige. You know what they basically saying is they love goddamn toxic relationships. Some of these women, they fucking absolutely love toxic relationships. They love them. They love the songs of how they have, because basically Mary J. Blige, a lot of her songs is her either getting out of a toxic relationship, about to get out of a toxic relationship, or, you know what I'm saying, a past toxic relationship, something devolving a toxic relationship. Some of these women, they love that shit. They eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They absolutely love. If they get out of a toxic relationship, they might be talking about it, but they trying to get back into a toxic relationship. If they can't get into one, they feel sad. You know, like I had it's chicks, man, that I've never met. I'm Facebook friends with, and it's like they start showing, the pre photo, like when they out on the date with they dude, and then they like, oh, I'm so happy, me and my dude, we together, and I feel so good, like the happy little, memes and shit. Then it's like, man, yeah, girl, you got to get somebody to rock your world. Oh, it's so amazing when you get somebody that really loves you and blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go back. Let me go back to my Facebook. I ain't gonna share it, but I'm gonna get what the last transmissions that she got, because I'm gonna be verbatim on this. This is the last. Let me see here. This chick, man. Let me get the last little messages, the latest and greatest. And this chick always got some toxic relationships. She keep some toxic relationships going on. Okay, her last post was, "My anger been getting the best of me lately." All right, let me hold on. Let me play my little sad. I'm gonna play my little sad song or whatever. Hold on, I gotta cue the sad song. If she watching this, you know what? Hey, I'm a Virgo just like you, and I'm savage. You know what? I mean, she probably be like, you right, because I did try to. I ain't gonna say too much, but I kind of slid in her DMs, like, you know what? I get with you, boo. But here it goes. Let me turn it down. Hold on. Let me actually start reading this and play it at the same time. And turn repeat on. Okay. All right. My anger been getting the best of me lately. I almost broke his fucking window and about ready to break his fucking neck. I'm tired of breaking my shit. I really need anger management, cause I be ready to kill someone. Then it's like her last one is like, it's beginning to look a lot like fuck this. But let's go back a few weeks ago, a month ago. Well, basically, man, I can't go back that far. Fuck that. But basically, I promise you, everything was all good about a month ago. Okay. But yeah. Let's see here. The woman that usually call dudes goofy most of the time don't even know how to be feminine. So they just the female version of a goofy dude. Facts. Masculine females raise goofy sons. I heard a girl say she won't date a man that has a 9 to 5. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Wait, hold on. That reminds me of something that I saw. It's some chick talking about she just made a meme. She made a meme and said that she won't date a guy unless he killed about 3 dudes. She made a meme and said, don't check for me until you have about about at least 3 bodies. You know what I'm saying? But them be them ratchet chicks. You know, like that chick that I'm talking about, she basically is she's pretty much she can be an 87 octane, but she be on some 95 octane. 85 octane shit. You know what I'm saying? She really be on some 85 octane type shit. But she really, textbook insecure. She works in a bank. She's a bank teller. But she be on some 85 octane chick type stuff. So it's like that chick from Insecure that old boy got with that worked at the bank. She was an 87, but when she get off work, she be on some 85 octane shit. This chick or whatever, she got the same type of job old girl had as a bank teller, but she be dropping that back down to 85. So 85 octanes be like, they tend to be on the ED209 type stuff because BT 1000 ED209. So if y'all don't know what that is, so that's from Tommy Sotomayor. It's basically the BT 1000 is the woman. It stands for Black Terminatrix 1000. And the ED209 is the dude, like Pookie and Ray Ray types. And it stands for Ebony Destroyer 209. So a lot of times that's who gets with the BT 1000s. And it's basically an 85 octane dude and an 85 octane chick. So they get with each other and make the hood a wonderful place to be. I'm being sarcastic in that statement. They make it a living hellhole. If you go to a hood like Chicago or anywhere and it's a living hellhole, who's making it a living hellhole is the ED209s and the BT 1000s basically getting together and just making a cesspool of hell. Okay, because they involved in everything under the sun that is pretty much pure evil. You know what I'm saying? Shooting, killing each other, selling poison, all kind of other stuff, right? And they getting with each other, making more babies, thus making more BT 1000s, more ED209s, unless the children can somehow get out of that miraculously. Because some children are able to get out of that, type of lifestyle. They're traumatized for the rest of their life, but they're able to get out of it. But basically, that's where a lot of these chicks are. They literally they on that BT 1000 type shit. And then they getting into it. They constantly getting into it with their boyfriend that's an ED209. This shit, man. When I first heard him say that shit, and every time, because sometimes I forget about it. When I think about it, man, I start laughing my ass off because it just sounds so funny, but it's very, very deep, man. People don't like Tommy. Some of the stuff he say, I don't necessarily agree with, but that ED209 BT 1000, that's pure philosophical, man. That's some of the best work, man, out there. Cause you can't refute that shit. You can't say that these people ain't doing this. Like it is perfect. It describes these people to a T. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, it's 85 octanes that are not on that bullshit. Like, it's just people that's just, for whatever reason, it's just, they just on the lower spectrum of things. They ain't trying to cause no harm to nobody. They ain't trying to do nothing to nobody. But the ones that's on some negative shit, the BT 1000s and the ED209s definitely, they definitely are, what they are. You know what I'm saying? What you say, loser. I know where loser chicks that won't think you tough unless you've been to prison. That pussy ain't worth it. Yeah, man, you hear shit like that. If you anywhere around a chick like that, man, that you gotta pay attention to that. You gotta really pay attention to that, man. It might want to look toward moving into a different neighborhood, because when you around a lot of women like that, you definitely wanna pay attention. But here's the funny thing about chicks like that. Now, you know, I've dealt with a lot of women, man. I've been a man whore, and you know, I've had moments in my life where I've been a man whore, and I've dealt with 85 octane chicks. The last chick I dealt with was 85 octane, and here's the funny thing about this shit. This chick had a master's degree and was working. She had 2 master's degrees and working on her doctorate. I kid you not. And drove Uber and DoorDash and Uber Eats. But and that's all she did for a living. She lived okay. She was all right. Nervous wreck, a maniac, Tasmanian devil. I haven't even did. I gotta do my animal archetype videos. I gotta add a couple more animals to it, and it definitely is Tasmanian devil, because you got some chicks that people be talking about they hyenas. They ain't even hyenas. They worse than hyenas. They Tasmanian devils. So this chick, like, I mean, basically I'm saying, like, I've never been to prison and none of that. Like, and it's like, the thing is like, what they're trying to tell you is they got with an alpha male pookie type that dropped the bottom out, that went to prison and fucked them real good and treated them like shit, and they loved it. That's basically what they're telling you when they're saying that, because that's literally what they're saying. Now, it's guys that ain't take all of the prison shit out and all that can do the same thing, if not better, that they'll get with, but the guy couldn't really tolerate them, and let alone the gangster dude that went to prison can barely tolerate them. The only thing that he can do is maybe scare the living shit out of them, because they be dealing with dudes that damn near they know will kill them, and those types kill those women every day. The Edie, you can go and Google news stories in every city from Chicago, New York, LA, Miami, Atlanta, and you can see the ramifications of those relationships. Basically, a lot of times, the ED 209 absolutely destroys the BT 1000, actually kills her. Every day, a ED 209, today, a dude is in jail, or they looking for him right now because he killed his ED 209. He killed his BT 1000. He destroyed her because he got tired of her, or they got in an argument. Because here's the thing: you could pretty much say that video that I just showed with the cop and her sugar baby, that was a ED, that was very similar to an ED 209 BT 1000 relationship. And then you have the BT 1000s that actually that killed the ED 209s too. She could have easily pulled a gun out and shot that dude. And I'll just say this: she would have been in her right to do so, because she had a gun. He was coming for her. She could have just pulled it out and shot the dude. But here's the thing that I like about black women. I'll say I do like one, even in their ratchetness. If you giving really good penis to a black woman, she might not shoot you. I'll say she might not shoot you. Because in the words of Monique, the comedian Monique, ain't no black woman trying to kill no dude with no good penis, in theory. Okay, but you know what I'm saying, it is women in those BT 1000 ED 209 relationships. It is women that get the upper hand too, that actually kill their ED 209s. So it goes back and forth, but a lot of times ED 209 ends up killing his BT 1000. That's usually how that goes. But I've dealt with ratchet chicks, but it's like, it's just in a sense where basically you got to look at the code of what they're saying. Basically, what they're saying is, like I say, they're saying they want a roughneck type of dude that been to prison because she got bottomed out by a criminal alpha male, basically that dropped her bottom out. But she might think that, but she might have other traits of toxicity that she used to dealing with those types too. But because but you get, all you need is a couple blunts and some Henny, and you'll drop her bottom out just as much as the prison dude. You know what I'm saying? So it just, to be honest with you, it's best to stay away from that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just really, it's really, really crazy, man. It's not really, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. You know what I'm saying? If I could have avoided that situation, I probably would have. I would have saved my gas money, saved the wear and tear on my car, saved the time, the energy, and just stayed my ass in where I was, and that was it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have did all of that traveling and all that just to deal with all of that toxicity that I had to deal with trying to get some tail. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I'm gonna call it a night. I'm call it on out. I just had to get this one off my chest. I ain't gonna be doing this shit every goddamn night, man. Especially on a work night, man. I gotta go to fucking work, man. I ain't trying to keep being no zombie at work just because I've been on YouTube too long. But all right, y'all, man. Later.